Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology Replay. So on the left side or the north side is the yellow set, we got ZoidRAGE. On the south side is the red Freyr, we got jaalsaru21. Well, I butchered your name well enough, my apologies. When it comes to the major gods, of course, got set. Focus on barracks units. Pharaohs can summon animals of set. Priests of set can convert wild animals, but they of course lose a little bit of food that's in their guts. Spearmen, axemen, and slingers have a slight increased amount of speed. Barracks, siege workshops, and mid-gold strongholds cost 25% less gold. Monuments reduce the cost of nearby barracks and mid-gold stronghold units by 10%. Of course, for the unique stuff, I think the baboon section, this icon should just replace with the animals of set and just get a brief description of them. The clairvoyance can make your favorite your initial god power free with a reduced cooldown. Just pay some resources up front. It is effectively a scry ability. Freyr, in comparison, is technology and defense. Has a potent defense god power that gives more powerful age advancements. We're talking about Gil and Bersetti. Technology costs less. 50% costs 50% less, barring favor, but takes much longer to research, which is a fair trade-off, I would say. Hill forts and hill fort units do plus 10% damage, and repairing is free, and dwarves and gatherers and dwarves can repair, because they don't usually repair. There's a unique upgrade, units get plus 10% hit points, but has a very high cost, but each research will reduce it. Let's see. Since the Norse are of course more infantry focused, it's probably a good idea to go for minor guard help to fight infantry. For me, I'm more biased for thought. Shifting Sands is excellent god power. I hate the Wadjet, but somebody mentioned it before, they like the Wadjet. I hate the Wadjet. Of course, you got actually a decent upgrade here. Gold farms cost 50% less gold and reduce the building time is not important. 50% gold cost reduction for farms is good. It makes it much easier to transition to them. Scallop axes make your axemen do additional damage, which is actually pretty nice to help fight against Norse who more rely on infantry, so very useful upgrade here. Spearmen make reduce the vulnerability to pierce attacks, not important whatsoever since Norse more rely on hack damage. Electrum bullets, a gold-silver alloy. Slingers get increased damage and get a little bit of divine damage, makes it a bit more generous. So, I think Claw is a little bit better. Anubis provides Plague of Serpents, which is okay. In Nubites, decent myth unit. It is cheap on food. And the claws make you generate more favor, which is always very nice. And you get Serpent Spear, which the poison damage is actually pretty pathetic, in my opinion. My voice is already starting to go out, my apologies. Down here, Freyr offers, of course, the Freyr, Forest Fire, which is okay. Valkyrie, a decent mounted healing unit. Cavalry can increase speed and damage, or speed and hit points, which is very nice to have. And of course, makes your Agodi available early, which is not too important, but heroes get additional 10% hit points, which actually is pretty nice. And Olar, which is probably generally the better of the two minor gods for Freyr. You get Asgardian Bastion, you get a hill fort for free, and more hill forts. Drauggr's a decent myth unit, but actually a little bit situational. It really relies on the upgrade to be anything if it's worth it. More speed for your Longhouse units was very nice. Reduce the cost of bringing more Asgardian Bastions was pretty nice. And early portable battery rams is also pretty nice. Not to mention, this also allows access to early Ulfsarks, which is not important when fighting against the Egyptians, since that's meant to counter slingers, which slingers are meant to counter your throwing axemen, and you could just simply... I suppose you can. Dynamic's not too terrible there. You have Olar being researched versus Fa, the two minor gods I recommended. If the slingers become a bit too big of an issue, then you can go for the Ulfsarks. Not Ulfsarks, Huskarls. But they're a counter unit. Just simply put, it just gives you another tool to the arsenal, I should probably just simply put, which may or may not be necessary. Though axemen will also be useful counting throwing axemen as well, because axes counter axes. We do have an age up here. We've got all the giraffes he has converted. Giraffes are set. And not to mention all these animals are set there. So there's a lot of food there. This free animal stuff is mostly meant for economical reasons. Most of the priests here, the priestess set will be going down to the Altark. There's a priestess set over here obtaining some more gazelles of set. Let's delete these animals one time. Yellow's doing a great job of playing set in my opinion, with him eating the animals and actually killing them off one at a time, minimizing decay. Very good work. Unless it's automatic now, which honestly, if that is automatic, could be a very good quality life change. You have the Asgardian Bash being pulled out in a very defensive position. I don't really think that's a good idea. I think you should pull it maybe close to the settlement and gold deposit here. So maybe actually just right around here would have been good. In front of the gold deposit would be nice. Somewhere close to the settlement would be very nice as well. So I disagree with that placement there. Very, very defensive. Since both players just ecoing up, I'm going to fast forward the game. And maybe we should start talking about their next age up. You got Bragi, gives you access to the very powerful God Power Flame weapons. The Battle Boar, a decent crowd control myth unit. Berserks give you increase the Berserk's hit points and give them a bit of favor rebate. Ship upgrade. Erdman gets additional damage. If it's going for more cavalry-based focus, which you don't really know until your opponent ages up to Miggle Stronghold, this could be nice. Myth unit speed and health regen. This all can be situationally good. Depends how much you want to focus on myth units. Ager's probably the better option. You get the Tempest, a very powerful combat spell. Rock Giant's a very powerful frontline tank. The Feast of Renown gives you a little bit of food and healing aura, which is nice to have. Hero speed and siege weapon speed with hero damage and siege weapon damage. The siege weapon damage is actually very, very powerful. This allows you to go stupidly strong in Ballista. And Kraken upgrade. For the Egyptians, you got Nephthys and Skemet. Nephthys does have access to the Ancestor, which is decent god power. Scorpion's okay. The Spirit of Mach gives you better Priest, which is okay. Increase Priest and Pharaoh hit points, just generally make them better. Honestly, Priests are a little bit weak of a counter unit, so this is actually not a bad upgrade for them. Funeral Rites give you a bit of gold rebate upon death. That's actually a pretty good god power upgrade as well. Versus Skemet gives you access to Citadel. Commander Shepherd has a favorite store there. Scarabs are a decent free siege weapon. Nothing you really see masked up. Never seen people mask them up. It may be pretty good if people focus on melee infantry and have them explode upon death. Scarabs get Life Seal. Interesting. I wonder if that makes it. Did they get upgraded the Rhino Stag Roasts? Bone Bow is actually a decent upgrade, particularly against the Norse. Give you Chariot Archers a little extra range, makes it a bit more usable. And increase single bonus versus infantry, which also is pretty nice since he went for a Foch early on. This gives him a bit more utility. So either of them are pretty good. There's an argument for both. I would probably go for Skemet, does the Bone Bow and the Slinger bonuses to go along with Foch. Which he does have electron bullets, but he also is charging to his opponent's axes and hammers. Does have some Huskarls mixed on in. And looks like Set is aging up to Skemet to give access to what I suggested. Which also means he's going to go apply for more infantry. It can Slinger and Chariot Archer composition. So it wouldn't be half bad idea to keep a tab on counter units. But Norse tend to go for heavy infantry, but it's not uncommon to see cavalry focus as well. Looks like he is going for Ager. Got a pile of research being researched. Of course, being half off makes it very easy just to get them all. And looks like Yellow has obtained all these baboons of Set, or monkeys of Set. They can be tasked at home and donate their delicious 93 meats to my stomach. Looks like ours got another age up there. Got some more giraffes of Set and the crocodilios of Set. Of course, this is the only time Set can get access to crocodiles. You can't get any Petsobex or Petusos. We got another, now got a Citadel deployed on the field. Very nice. We just reduced the cost, yeah, by 10%, which is always very nice to have. Both players aged on up, and both players are still just equal, so we'll continue fast forwarding. Yellow City is still available. And not to mention Shifting Sands. Shifting Sands is a very nice god power. You can do a lot of fun things with that. We do not have the clairvoyance of god power now being researched, which will set this god power to free and becomes much more usable. You have the granite giants now being researched. More infrastructure being built. We got the allegedly stone walls there. They identify as stone walls, but of course doesn't mean it's true. Oh, got some golden lines here and some various units here, including the granite giant, which does have a decent amount of crush damage. Got a bunch of idle villagers here, which may find their death pretty soon. Got the Aura Obelisk here, does cancel that structures, which I think it was free structures, so it's not really important about canceling them. More infrastructure being established here. The Obelisk should have pretty good vision in this area. Yep, does have good vision of all those units there. Got some farms of Set now being built, as well as more barracks of Set.
Greek and Witch.
Draft horses. Looks like Freyr is going to be eyeing for the siege composition. One for, of course, more research, including Vidar, which is a self-propelled howitzer originally developed by the South Koreans, which is sold to Norway later on. And of course, the K9 Thunders were renamed to the Vidars. That's clearly what that means, right? We've also got the Force of the West Wind being researched. Enables a catapult early, and of course, give more crush damage for siege weapons, which actuality makes the catapults a pretty good anti-siege weapon. The Mass Ballista is a very powerful composition for Freyr, but Set will have the counter. I must have missed that upgrade when I'm talking about Skemet as well. But yeah. Plus 50% crush damage is very significant for the catapult, which just has absurdly high crush. We do have, looks like, good number of trade archers and heavy slingers.
Into you.
So Huskarls are going to be a bit more important in the near future. Luckily, he is playing as, does have Ager, and or not Freyr, Oler for the Asgardian Bastions to get as many of them as possible. Of course, some scouting is going to be needed. Kia has built some Erdman. Vidar is almost complete. And we've got Freyr's gift now being researched. Sling of the Sun now being researched. And we've got a good number of axemen now pulling the field as well. Oh, here comes the Inferno. Let's see. Yellow will avoid the explosion by being too far in front of him. Does knock his force pretty far forward though. That splash is always larger than I expect. The priests are the priests set now have a very cool soot-covered skin, make them look like dark priests. Oh, it looks like the soot no longer lasts. It actually does subside there. Both sides' melee force is largely decimated. Neither side won that fight. You can see here 287 crush damage. No age up yet by set. The Pharaoh set is right here, which could be used to empower the Schmiggold Stronghold. These things do offer quite a bit of capability now versus regular infantry. Got some camel riders of set now being pulled in the field. Some heavy Jarls are also on the field. It's going for champion infantry, as well as the Fury of the Fallen. Portal Battering trying to finish off this Schmiggold Stronghold. Got some villagers nearby who can be used to repair up said Schmiggold Stronghold.
Into you.
Oh, the Schmiggold Stronghold may be going down. It's still not been receiving any repairs. And nothing really hitting it. Does get hit now. It does have 85% crush resist, but it stands high enough to still put some pulls into these guys. Trying to take out the mining camp of Set. Now he needs there's a lumber camp of Set. The axemen of Set are engaging the throwing axemen of not Set. Okay, that joke's starting to get a little bit. Alrighty, camera push right forward. We do have now age up here. We do have Horus, which does give access to Avengers who spin to win, and Twisters who spins to win. The heavy spearman is set for before. We got some old Sarks or Huskarls there. Howdy. It looks like it. But Yellow could trade some terrain for a bit of time to remass an army. He does have a good enough infrastructure here, including he does still have the money for the soldiers. Which they could start getting some axemen, hit the throwing axemen at close range. In addition, there is a citadel here. Has a little bit of extra stats to work with. And Yellow's reinforcements start to come on in. Slowly take out the siege works. Spearmen now engaging. Sorry, I'm getting take out. Let's see, but right now Yellow's not producing too many military units there. Going for the greatest of 50 research, as well as the active Axe Avengers. He may be just trying to save up. He does have the Tornado available, which is a decent anti-armory tool, but he has no highly clustered army right now to hit it again. Fight the I can't speak. To deploy against. That's the word I'm looking for. But for more spearmen and axemen. But for champion spearmen as well, tax collectors as well. More joggers being filled on the field. Going for more spearmen, more axemen now. Red has now some more of these ballista now being put on the field, but it's going for more Huskarls, going for the various upgrades for it now. I just commentate. If you have good replays, you can always send me a link to one, or send me a just some way, send it to me. Barracks starting to go on down now. Got some more throwing axemen throwing away. Got the Pharaoh engaging, hitting the Draugr a couple times. It's actually the first Pharaoh. Now the second Pharaoh will be queued on up eventually. Blows up straight forward. It's trying to siege down the Citadel. More barracks now being pulled in the field. Vision God Power. Red's also advancing over here as well. And this is probably the game over. It does have a Rhinoceros and Hippopotamus of set. While the villagers set are over here pretty wounded. Let's hit them before. Now the barracks are set going on up. Axemen being queued on up. And with draft forces being completed, this will really boost the damage of these ballista. Plus 2% is a significant amount. Oh, here comes the tornado of set. Getting some damage going, but not really tight cluster army, so probably a bit of a desperation twister there. Raiding cavalry and our Jarls pushing way forward. Yellow's force is starting to get a decent number for regrouping. Of course, the Citadel of Set has gone down. He is actually going for the Draugr upgrade, so he is going to be eyeing for more Draugrs rather than going for any, what's his name? The Cursed Dragon, which I'm drawing blank on. Skarls push way forward, getting some damage on these laborers.
Into you.
Do I do StarCraft 2? I probably could, but not really. I have not. Send it over to me, and I'll probably take a look at them. I don't usually do StarCraft 2, or I've tried doing a little bit. Never got really traction, and honestly, the multiplayer game never really kept on up with it, so won't be great, but I can. Just send me a DM with it. Thank you. Oh, this is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.